Good afternoon. I'm Cindy Bertram, and thanks for joining me today on Good Ship Happens. Yes, it's been such an amazing past 2 weeks. Okay, last week I was traveling for a very good reason. I was attending First Sea Trade Cruise Global Conference, and they've been doing this for 40 years now. And there are a couple people that actually have been there since their first year that they started, which is great too. But it's just amazing conference. They've got trade show. You can see a lot of different executives. Plus, they have an opening session with the cruise line chairman, which is great too. I saw great people there too. I'll show more about that later on too. It was wonderful though, just wonderful conference. And then what it was, they did press conferences too, which is great too. Saw great people I know. Also, what's really fun too is guess who I saw there when they were doing before they're doing the open session on Tuesday. I went there Monday for events, of course, different events there. But on Tuesday morning for their opening session, guess who walked in? Captain Kate McHugh. Yes, she's going to be starting as captain of the Four Seasons Yachts with their first yacht one coming up in January next year. I got a chance to briefly say hello, plus also one of my industry business colleagues got a chance to talk to her briefly too. So I said hello to her. She said, we're going to see my team, which is great too. So it's so exciting to see her coming back to cruising. She's an amazing captain. Great story. She fell in love with cruising when she was 12 years old, took a cruise with her family. Her parents came back and told her dad, when I grow up, I want to be a cruise director. Her dad said, Kate, you can do anything you want to do. And she decided to go into Maritime Academy. She did that after she graduated from high school. Got in, finished that, applied for jobs at different cruise lines, and didn't had a hard time. But the problem is, what happened was she finally applied to be a bartender. They hired her for different roles, and she moved up because she became Celebrity Cruises' first woman American captain. The whole industry, too, by the way, was Celebrity Cruises in 2015. Okay, she just left Celebrity Cruises a couple months ago, but it's fun. She's going to be back with Four Seasons Yachts, which is great. It's very luxury, of course, related to Four Seasons hotels too. But she's very excited. It was great too to see her there too. So it's good too. Then as far as other fun, exciting things too that have come up too this week, I'll share more about last week too. There's good things going on in the industry because once again, good ship happens, right? Well, what's good too is we talked about Alaska, okay? And right now, Alaska season sailings are opening up, okay? And like I said, as mentioned, the Alaska season is a little shorter. What they do is they sail usually end of April to September because then it gets too cold. But Princess just celebrated the opening of their 2025 Alaska cruise season, which is great. And they're very well known. They've been sailing to Alaska for a long time. They've been actually carrying guests to Alaska, I think longer than any other cruise line, which is great too. So their Alaska cruise season starts in about a month with 7 of their ships. They've got 5 pristine wilderness lodges too, which is great. They've got expanded catalog of different cruise tours. Their guests can actually visit 5 different national parks, including Glacier Bay National Park too, which is great too. Also, as far as sailing to Alaska on Princess Cruises, you got different choices. Okay, traditionally it was usually a long time ago. It was usually Vancouver, British Columbia. But what they've done is they've got sailings to Alaska that actually depart from Los Angeles, San Francisco, Seattle, Vancouver, and Anchorage. Okay, and they provide just wonderful experiences too. And new for this year, they've got their ultimate Alaska with Glacier Bay National Park. Okay, and they're visiting less visited ports, which is great too. They got their Voyages Glaciers, okay, which is great. Inside Passage, which I did a long time ago, is wonderful, okay. Because what I did was it was a 7-day round trip voyage. Sailed out of Vancouver, went to different places, and sailed back. But it's a great way to experience Alaska. And they've got different options too. They've got some fun things to do too, because they've got it says Glacier Bay Experience. It's beautiful because what they do is Glacier Bay, the ship sails there, doesn't dock anywhere, but you can actually see glaciers calving, which is great. Calf means they have babies, so to speak. Okay, but it's glacier calving, which is great too. They also have campfire movies under the stars, which I did when I still on Princess in the Caribbean a long time ago. It was great. because they got their big theater outdoors. But when they first started, they have their movies under the stars, which is great too. And they're actually doing Alaska too, which is great too. So keep in mind too. Of course, with Alaska, they give you cozy blankets, of course, with fire pits, also popcorn. Okay, they have family classics there and also Alaska themed movies too. So keep in mind too, because if you want to watch movies on the stars, well, Princess Cruises does a great job too, which is great too. So keep in mind. Okay, as mentioned, they've got different types of Alaska sailors. Keep in mind too. Okay. Something else too is the Holland American Line has also been sailing to Alaska for quite a long time too. Okay, and what they're doing is they open up their sailings too, which, as mentioned, are going to start too for next month. Okay, so keep Holland American Line too. We've got other cruise lines that do sail to Alaska. One, of course, is I did Celebrity Cruises to Alaska a long time ago. My first trip to Alaska was great too, and it was great too. It was great to do that too, which is great. So definitely keep it in mind too, because it's great. Okay. Something else too is, like I said, we've got different new ships coming out too, which is great. And one just got christened. Actually, they just launched it too. Was AMA Waterways. They just launched their first ever luxury river cruise ship on the Columbia's Magdalena River. Okay, it was. I mean, they had to delay it a little bit first because they first wanted to plan to do this in earlier this year. Things got delayed, but once again, it's great because once again, they officially welcomed their AMA Magdalena. It's the first ever luxury river cruise ship that's navigating Colombia's Magdalena River. And this historic launch, which just took place on April 12th, marks a really wonderful milestone when it comes to AMA Waterways. And it's really a breakthrough as far as tourism for the industry too. And this expands AMA Waterways' portfolio, which of course it's enters a new region beyond their offerings to Europe, Asia, and Africa too. So that was really great too, because when they just launched it, as fun as Rudy Schreiner, who is the co-founder and CEO of AMA Waterways. He's also known as the architect for river cruising. Okay, he is an architect, but he mentioned our expansion into Colombia represents a new chapter for AMA Waterways and for the world of river cruising. And we are proud that we are the first major river cruise line to explore the Magdalena River as a region that until now has really been largely inaccessible too. But once again, they have small ships too. So with their AMA Magdalena, it only carries 60 guests. Yes. And they've got custom designed craftspeople and also woodworking specialists on board. Also, they've got, let's see, as far as the interiors, they range from 237 square feet to 516 square feet too, which is great. And also they've got, some other things too, just found it too, is they've got two actually immersive 7-night itineraries. They got Magic of Colombia and Wonders of Colombia, which is great. That's between the Cartagena and also, I think it's pronounced Barranquilla, that has different cultural highlights too, which is great too. And with AMA Waterways' expansion into Colombia, it's been supported by the pro-Colombia and local stakeholders, which is great too. It's just a shared commitment as far as responsible tourism, okay? And it really creates a new chapter for tourism, as well as AMA Waterways too. And later this year, AMA Waterways is going to have a second ship that will be actually doing the Magdalena River. That's going to launch their AMA Melodia, I believe it's pronounced, and that's going to expand their presence in Colombia too. So once again, they actually have river cruise and land packages too. So please look that up too. That's kind of fun. They had to delay it a bit, but they just launched it actually this past week on April 12th. So keep in mind too, because it looks gorgeous. Okay. Something else that came up too is as far as new ships. Something else that AMA Waterways just did too, besides of course launching their first ship sailing in on the Magdalena River on April 12th, they just launched a new ship, okay? and they just launched that. That took place yesterday, April 17th, and it's their Ama Sintra, which is their third luxury river cruise ship on the Douro River. And they just christened the ship yesterday. It's their newest luxury ship, Ama Sintra, and what they did was they embarked on their inaugural cruise voyage along the picturesque Douro River in Portugal. And once again, the launch of their new ship really strengthens their presence, of course, in Europe and offer guests different elevated experiences too. One of the most iconic rivers, of course, in the world. And Kristen Carnes, who's a co-founder of Waterways, she's their chief brand officer, mentioned, "We're thrilled to introduce another beautiful ship to the Douro River, providing our guests with and crew even more opportunities to explore this really enchanting region." She mentioned Portugal continues to grow in popularity as a river cruising destination, and the Ama Sintra is offering an unforgettable experience for people that are on board too, which is great too. And what they did was their departures are running through late December this year, and then travelers can really discover this remarkable part of the world and really find a really great home on board their Ama Sintra. As far as the Ama Sintra, she actually can accommodate just 102 guests, yes. Showcases the best of the Douro River region. The ship has 51 different staterooms, most with an outside balcony and large floor-to-ceiling windows, allowing guests to really take in breathtaking views of the river. Also on board, the guests can actually enjoy spacious areas, including a sun deck pool, also fitness center, a main restaurant that offers inspiring cuisine. And what they did was they did a special celebration, naming ceremony, christened the ship in Porto on yesterday, April 17th, and she was officially named by Jen Lee. She's a president of Vacation Planners, amazing person. She's a godmother. I've met her a couple times. She's an amazing person. She was a godmother. And they filmed it, so I got a chance to see it from yesterday. It was great, too. So she christened the ship as their godmother, okay? And what's really great, too, is with the Ama Sintra, she offers really immersive type of itinerary along the Douro River, they offer a 7-night journey that explores some of the scenic views, of course, in Portugal and Spain, and then also joining two other ships, the Ama Douro, another Douro, which is Ama Vida. They sail on the flavors of Portugal and Spain, and they've got more, of course, experiences coming up too. But now, what's good too about Waterways, they've now been celebrating for 23 years, which is great, and they offer river cruise experiences on 31 custom designed ships. Okay, they service Europe's rivers, of course, Southeast Asia's Mekong River, also Africa's Chobe River, Egypt's Nile River, Colombia's Magdalene River, and what's great too is they're co-founded by 23 years ago by Rudy Schreiner, Kristen Carnes, and Jimmy Murphy. And Jimmy Murphy was part of the founding group. He passed away, but his son came in too, which is great too. But they were recently named the best river cruise line too, which is great too. So keep in mind too, because once again, river cruising is a great way to really explore Europe in different ways too. Because once again too, is with Waterways, they now they go to different places too. Okay, the Nile River, of course, in Egypt, and now with the Magdalene River in Colombia, South America, which is great too. Other areas too, and like they've got they keep their ships kind of small. Once again too, normally their regular ships accommodate 150 guests. They feature their main lounge, which is beautiful. They've got their chef's table restaurant, massage salon. They've got a sun deck walking track, heated outdoor swimming pools, some up bars, and also, like I said, with Waterways, they really lead the river cruise industry in different ways too. Okay, so keep in mind too, because it was kind of fun that they actually christened their new ship yesterday, and last week they launched their first ship sailing the Magdalene River in Colombia, which is great too. So it's just great to kind of share good things that are so excited about the cruise industry too. Something else too is kind of fun too is besides Waterways having new ships, of course too. We just had another christening last week, of course. Two actually last week, okay? They're kind of back to back. But one was actually Norwegian Cruise Line. They welcomed their Aqua, okay? And they actually christened their ship last week, Norwegian Aqua, in Miami. And what they did was they have their own private out island, but they also announced some things they're going to do too. They've got their own private out island, Great Stirrup Cay. I've been there. It's in the Bahamas, and they're really the first cruise line to offer a private out island, which is great too. Because what they did was now they're doing some enhancement to that too, which is great. They mentioned they just unveiled some plans for Great Stirrup Cay, which is their private island in the Bahamas. And the end of this year, they mentioned they're going to add a multi-ship pier, which is great. So once again, then too, the ship's able to dock at a pier. Normally, right now, over the past several years, I think Great Stirrup Cay came about maybe when they first started doing sailings, maybe in the late 80s or early 80s, maybe. You had to tender to the ship, which they're still doing once again too, is they're building a dock, which is great. It'll be a multi-ship pier. Have a tram service. Also got their new adults-only Vibe Beach Club with private cabanas, swaying hammocks. They've got an expansive pool area with oversized heated pool, a dedicated bar, and a kid splash zone too, which is great too. And as far as the Norwegian Aqua, which just was christened last week, of course, she's about 10% larger than her sister ships, Norwegian Prima and the Norwegian Viva. And it holds 3,571 guests, full capacity. And it has expanded outdoor spaces, highest staffing ratios too. Also, they got their Aqua Slide coaster. It's a hybrid roller coaster and water slide with dual slides and magnetic lifts. They've got their Glow Court digital sports complex. And also, as far as entertainment, they have original entertainment on board, which is great too. And one they launched also is actually Revolution, a celebration of Prince, of course. Also, they do their Elements the World Expanded, and there's a really new Thai special restaurant, also plant-based eatery, and their Indulge Food Hall too. And they christened the ship in Miami last week, of course, but what they're doing is Norwegian Aqua is going to be sailing from Port Canaveral for 7-day Eastern Caribbean sailings through August this year. Also calls to Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic, St. Thomas, U.S. Virgin Islands, Tortola, British Virgin Islands, as well as Great Stirrup Cay, their private island. And then from August of this year through October this year, she'll be sailing on a series of 5 to 7 night routes from New York to Bermuda, followed by another series of their 7-day Eastern Caribbean itineraries from Miami through April 2026, which is great too. And what they do is they've got their special packages too. They've got their Mort Sea package, which offers unlimited drinks, premium beverages, and like I said, a $50 shore excursion credit every call too. So keep in mind too, because that was just christened, of course, this past week, which is great. Once again, just it's fun to see what they're doing as far as their private outlet too, which is great too. So it's really fun to see about this too, with new ships coming out. We got more ships coming out later in this year too, of course. Princess Cruises and Celebrity is having their ship coming out too. And one that just came out last week too was actually when I was on board. And that was actually MSC Cruises and the MSC World America. I was in the Crescent Cruise. It was great.
Cool.
Yes.
And I think you've got that video that you want folks to check out as well. So we've got that here.
Okay. Let me share more about the MSC World America first. We can show the video. Okay. It
Okay,
was
cool.
great because it was just so exciting. I've been on Crescent Cruises before, but this is really phenomenal. I mean, the ship is great. It's big. Okay. But the fun thing is they've got different areas. They've got really kind of fun water slide, a slide going down. I'll show you more about that because I took some pictures. Okay. It's really kind of fun. Okay. And I didn't do the one thing that got their swinging type thing. I didn't do that. It's still lined up too. But anyway, went to their private island too. But with MSC Cruises, I was on the christening of their ship, the MSC World America, and got aboard the ship in the afternoon of last Wednesday. I was at Sea Trade, but left Sea Trade on Wednesday about 12 noon. Get down to Port Miami, boarded the ship, and there's so much to see too. I mean, the ship is gorgeous, different areas, amazing. They did different media events too, which is great too. And of course, the godmother christened their ship was actually Drew Barrymore. Amazing. I mean, they did this media event first, and they come out. They talked to her with Orlando Bloom, which is great too. What they did was they did this big commercial, kind of promote it first on the Super Bowl. Their Super Bowl commercial, which was really great. What they did was, um, they promoted this timed holiday. Okay, they were playing music timed holiday, right? It was great, but amazing christening. It was just so exciting too, because like I said, they christened the ship that night after we had dinner. It was great. I've got a video we're going to share about that in a minute, but also then we stayed over the ship. I was there for the 3-night christening cruise. And later on that evening, too, the cruise director was really, really funny. What they did was later on that evening, he made announcements. He says, okay, now, don't miss this performance. Guess who was performing on the ship in the evening outdoors in the pool area? Gloria Estefan. It was hard to find a spot. I went to like one of the upper levels outdoors to watch her perform. It was great. She performed like an hour and a half. It was great. Just amazing songs that I love anyway. I love her. And then some people that weren't actually on the actual christening cruise itself for 3 nights disembarked. They had to get off ship by about 1 o'clock. The ship sailed out 2 o'clock in the morning to their private outline. It's very close, a couple hours away. But what we did was actually dock there. Because once again, I was there in 2021 with one of the other ships there too. But once again, the ship docked right there. We were able to disembark by about I think 10:30. But it's beautiful what they've done too. But if you want, you can share the christening if you want to real quick. But it's really fun christening. It's just gorgeous. It was so much fun.
I was just talking away and you couldn't hear me at all. But I was saying that was sounds like a fun time and everything like that. What was the cruise conference like? Because I know I went to a podcast conference and I've been to the journalism conference, but tell us about the cruise conference.
Okay, it's Sea Trade Cruise Global Conference, okay? And it's amazing. It's international, okay? And they do it in different places too. They did one in Miami. This is the 40th year they've done Sea Trade Cruise Global Conference. 40 years now, okay? They did a big celebration, but all the cruise line chairmen are there. They got the trade show with different booths, people that provide support to cruise lines. It's amazing what they do, destinations too. It's great. Had press conference to go to too. It was really fun. What's fun too is then on Tuesday night. What's fun too is Bill Paniff was PPI Group. He's got a great story. I've known him for years. I actually done somebody from the side a long time ago. He actually was a magician on board a cruise ship. Okay, then moved up being cruise director, and then after working on board cruise ships, he loved it. But the point is, he felt like there's like a gap as far as publications writing about the cruise industries. So he set his own company, PPI Group. He's been doing that for 28 years. Different publications. What he does is he does a lot of videos, that kind of stuff too. Really great. What he does is every year he does his porthole party. That's the second night of Sea Trade Cruise Global Conference, and it's amazing because he has different music, entertainment. It's packed like crazy, but just so much fun. And last year, what's really cute too is he gave us out these stickers. People gave us the stickers about how I survived the porthole party 2024. Okay, and I still have it, but this is what it looked like for last year. But it was a sticker, but I saved it. Okay, on a stick. I survived the porthole party 2024.
Wow.
He didn't do it this year, but it was great. It was such a great experience. A lot of fun. A lot of great people. You hang out, see different people at the conference too, which is great too. So that lasted, really till like 11 o'clock. 11. It was really fun too. A lot of good entertainment too. Just really interactive too. But anyway, then next morning at the press conference too, which is great too. And I went down to Port Miami to board the MSC World America too.
Wow.
Great. It's great. Just a great conference, and they're doing their sea trade. They do one over in Europe every year. I think they do another international one too. But once again, they've been doing this for 40 years now. It's so great to see 40 years. Plus, there's some people that actually have attended all the Sea Trade Cruise conferences for the past 40 years.
Wow.
Yes, I haven't. I ran across Sea Trade. I started attending, I think, Sea Trade maybe in 2014. I ran across it, and one of the industry friends he talked about it, but I thought, this is great. First time it was like, oh my God, it's great too. Plus, they do is now they for the past several years they've had it at the Miami Beach Convention Center, which they renovated a couple years ago. It's big, it's huge. What they're doing now is they're actually building a new hotel, which is going to be great too. The hotel should be opened up, I think, 2027. Okay, But once again, it's in Miami Beach, a lot of close hotels too, and not a good place to go eat whatever too. But once again, it's just sea trade is great as far as a conference because you see different people. The panels are fantastic because once again, the first one they did was actually Tuesday morning, and they had the cruise line chairman there too. Okay, and Bud Donner, who is the new president of the Cruise Lines International Association, he actually hosted the panel. He's new, but he's a great person too. With CLIA, Cruise Lines International Association, and the people on the panel included Harry Summers, the chairman of the Regional Corporation, uh, Jason Liberty, um, and there are different, chairman of different cruise lines there too, the major cruise lines too, Carnival Cruise Line, Virgin Cruise Line, um, Royal Caribbean, but it was great. Just and they were very fun together too. It wasn't like there was one cruise line chairman arguing with another one. They kind of worked together, really fun, really energy too.
It sounds like it and everything because I know at the podcasting conference, which I went to about a month and a half ago with one of the founders of the network and everything. I think it was the Intercontinental or something like that, International Continental or something like that, was where the uh, conference was being held and everything like that. So it was in Miami. It was right there on the um, right next to the ocean because I could actually see some of the boats, including I think at least maybe one cruise ship that was off in the distance, but definitely some other boats that were going around the water, all in that line. It was
Oh
definitely
yes.
fun. Attend. That's like I said, that was about a month and a half ago, so I did get a chance to enjoy Miami while down there and everything like that. But it was a fun event. And like I said, it was in downtown Miami too, so I don't know where you were
Okay.
staying at, but it was fun.
Great. Yeah, Miami Beach is a little bit north of downtown Miami. Okay,
Right.
it's about an hour and a half. It's like half hour away. Okay, because I just took a taxi down, not a problem. And what's good too, as far as cruise lines are operating from Port Miami, they keep expanding. I know they're building a new port in Galveston too, which is great, a new pier. But for
Yeah.
instance, with Port Miami, they just kind of did some updates too, which is great too. I just got this, of course, earlier this week, which is great. And they mentioned just some fun facts about cruising in Miami. And Port Miami actually welcomes 5 million passengers annually. Okay, and also they got their Bayside Concierge program. Also, they've got getting to Port Miami is pretty seamless. Like I said, they've got the Miami International Airport. Also, the high-speed Bright Line trains, which I did a chance to experience in 2023 when I was attending their conference down there. And once again, um, they've got actually the largest shore power system in the world, which is great. So cruise ships can actually connect with the shore power to reduce emissions while they're docked. And also, as far as cruise lines operating from Port Miami, they include, of course, Carnival Cruise Line, Norwegian Cruise Line, MSC Cruises, Royal Caribbean International, of course, too, Disney Cruise Line, Celebrity Cruises, Virgin Voyages, too, and they've got different hotels that are in the area, too. So there's a lot of fun things they shared as far as Port Miami, too. But it's as far as things to do too, I went there one time too. It was called Jungle Island. It's a tropical oasis that offers unique animal encounters and thrilling shows too. They got the Miami Trolley. They've got their um, Philip and Patricia Frost Museum of Science. They've got the History of Miami Museum, but different things too. It's great too. But Port Miami's really been a just kind of like it's been like where cruise industry first started too. But what's great too is with MSC Cruises, they built their new cruise port too, which can actually accommodate up to 3 ships. And I thought, okay, that's kind of big. But anyway, when I got there, it was very easy to walk through. The check-in was so easy to do too, and it's beautiful. I mean, just so beautiful, not jam-packed, of course, too, but very easy to get through. And it was great what they did because they just opened it too. Okay, but what was really fun too is it's just a beautiful area too. But then what I'm talking about with the Kristen knows on as far as the MSC World America, it was amazing. Okay, the ship is beautiful. It's big, different sections. They've got 7 different districts. Some fun things to do too in the top decks too. Plus, entertainment was very good. They did one segment, of course, of just not the whole thing of Dirty Dance, but part with the music. That was great too. Okay, and then something else they did too was actually, but different entertainment was great too. And then we were there. The ship docked at their Ocean Cay MSC Marine Reserve, which is great. I was there in 2021 for the christening of one of the other ships. That's when they actually first dock there, which is great. But they did a sand cutting because they're building their a lab there too, which is great too. Okay, and when we docked there, it was beautiful. I mean, the views were fantastic. I mean, I took so many pictures, but with Ocean Cay, Embassy Marine Reserve, what they're doing is they've got their welcome pavilion, but then what they do is they've got this beautiful area. That's where they got their marine lab there too, which is great too. I'll share more about that in a minute too. But once again, too, it's a beautiful island, and you've got different areas. Plus, what's great too is they've got trams taking different places too across the island because it's kind of big. Otherwise, it's like a 20-minute walk. Okay, but it's great.
Sounds like it. Sounds like it's real fun and everything.
It was amazing. You know.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. But like I said, the christening was great too. They did the pre-media event first, too, different entertainment too. Plus, then of course, Drewberry was there, where Orlando Bloom too was great too. And then, like I said, what's really fun too is what their christening what they do is we're in their main area, and the crew kind of walked out. Really fun too. To Andrea Bocelli singing. Okay, he wasn't there, but he plays his music. But then, of course, they christened the ship after they introduced different people. But it was fun how they christened the ship. So if you want to show that now,
No, we're going to show the video very shortly. Before we show the video, I do have a question for you and everything. How often do they do? Because I know Love Boat they did, but how often do they do TV theme shows and everything like that? The reason I'm asking is because I think there might have been some cruises I heard that had like a Happy Days theme and things along those lines. And I was actually, I think it was about a week and a half ago, had the pleasure on Pod TV on my show and everything to interview Allison Arngrim, who played the bad girl on Little House on the Prairie. She played Nellie, and also Dean Butler, who played the love interest of Laura Ingram and everything like that. So I'm thinking maybe there were some even Western themed kind of cruises as well. So how often do the cruises do like themes around either movies or TVs or stuff like that? Because I'm thinking there might even be some around Andy Griffin or Little House on the Prairie. Because I really had fun talking to the two stars of Little House on the Prairie.
No, I don't know. It varies so much too, because sometimes they just kind of partner with different people too. Kind of depends too. You know, just kind of depends. And every cruise line is different. You know, they might have a special theme cruise for a certain event, but it varies so much. So, yeah, that's a good question. You know.
Yeah, that makes sense and everything. But we'll play that video and then we'll get ready to wrap up. But let's check out this video of the whole party. It's a short video, about 40 seconds, but let's check it out right now. And I'll let you close out what's going on with Good Shit Happens. But let's check this out.
Okay.
Captain, please, the ceremonial declaration.
In the name of God, God Mother, cut the ribbon.
Yes, we can. Wait. We are going to do it together. We're going to do it together, all right? We're going to do the countdown. We're going to count down together. Can we get the countdown on the screen, please? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, that looked like that was real fun. It looked like you guys had
It was so exciting. And the thing, I told you too, is when went to Island, we sailed out after 2 o'clock in the morning. You know, and what happened was then it's very close, but we kind of sailed around before we actually docked at MSC. You know, their Ocean Cay Reserve too. It was great too. But great. But anyway, that Thursday morning about 11:30, they did a special event, which I got a chance to go to, because they have their area for the Marine Lab right there, and they'd open up, they did ribbon cutting, okay? What's great, too, is one of the people I got a chance to, I talked to my friend Rick, he's chairman of MSC Cruises USA, of course. What they did was, he was doing the ribbon cutting, too, and Dr. Sylvia Earls was there.
wow.
Okay? I met her. And then she was on board the ship, too. It was great, because she's a marine biologist, and she's got a PhD. They were working with her on their Ocean Cay Embassy Marine Reserve as far as rebuilding the coral life too, which is great. And I saw it in different areas too. They had these not really tons of water, but there's one they're actually building. They're actually growing coral reefs too. It was great too.
And you said that she's still very active, even though she is in her golden years. I think you said she was in her 80s or something like that.
She's
So
great. She's an amazing person, and I had a chance to talk to her briefly. but she's a marine biologist, oceanographer, explorer, author, lecturer too, and she's an amazing person. But I was able to take my picture with her real quick too. The second night of the cruise. Oh, actually, the third night. Okay, but it's really fun too because she's a great person, very energetic, just amazing, which is great too. And this is actually a picture of me with Dr. Sylvia Earls. Okay, let me get the picture here.
Yeah, let's check it out.
That's us.
Oh yeah,
together.
yeah, definitely.
It was great. I just ran across her. She's walking in the big area, and I said hello to her. And I said, "Can we take a picture?" She's sure, no problem. That's great too. But it was really fun too. And then also some fun things too is there's so much to see on the board of the ship. I ran out of
Right.
time. Okay, I want to sail on it. I do. Plus, going back to Ocean Cay is beautiful because it's just really beautiful areas. You know, it's not a party island, which I love. But anyway, take a look real quick at one of the beach areas. Look at this.
Oh yeah, that looks lovely.
It was beautiful. Okay.
Hmm.
But the thing is the second evening we had a white party on the island. Okay,
Gotcha.
it's white. They had a band playing music, whatever, drinks and stuff too. And then they've got their lighthouse, which is right there too. Their lighthouse, you can actually do a tour, climb to the top during the day. Plus, they got the bar there. But at night they had it.
Yep. Yep.
Beautiful.
Like a lighthouse.
Yeah, yeah.
And we got a lighthouse here from Cape Hatteras, and a couple of other ones as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely.
But one thing they do too is really fun too. I gotta show you, it's really fun too. At the top area decks, what's really fun too is they've got their, but they've got a special water slide, right?
Hmm.
Well, people were leaving, and the guys were getting ready to shut it down at 7 o'clock, right? My dinner wasn't until 8 o'clock, so I said, okay, I'd like to take a picture. Well, the guy said, you want to go down the slide? No. Because guess what the slide of mouth looked like?
What does it look like?
Shark.
A shark? No, I'm not trying to go on a shark.
No,
I don't want
the
to go on a shark.
You had to go in the shark's mouth to slide down 8 decks down. So I do is I post it on Facebook. I take a picture and I say, okay, now I'm on the Embassy World America christening cruise, and guess what's on board? This shark actually leaped on the ship, right up his mouth. But you know what? Good thing is he didn't eat me.
He did not eat. He did not eat Cindy. He let
but,
it.
I mean, this is actually their cliffhanger too. This is where you swing. The cliffhanger is on the same deck as the shark slide is too. That's the cliffhanger. So people, it's the way they get on these tours. They swing back and
Yeah.
forth. 8 decks up, or I don't know how many feet up. It's really kind of fun, but it was really fun too with everything they're doing too. But then once again, the shark was still, of course. Next day, I took more pictures, of course, before I got off the ship too. It was really fun because once again, with that shark, it goes down the side. But funny thing too, as I mentioned, I took another picture. Shark was still there, right? That's where he jumped.
Shark is still there. Shark's still hanging out.
Still
The shark
there.
is still hanging out.
The slide is actually a silver colored slide too. It goes down about 8 decks, and people are smiling. And I wouldn't do it, but because I'm kind of busy, different things. But it's really kind of fun too. So yep. But I'll share more about their private outline, just what they're doing too. Because once again, with their cutting of their marine lab area too, it's beautiful. And I want to share more about that later on in a future episode too. So once again,
Yeah, that makes sense and everything. And that was the pictures in February and everything. So that was Miami in February. And so that's when we were down there. You can
yeah,
see the little small boats and the cruise ships, some of the
Right.
off in the distance and everything. But we were down there. So actually, the one of the founders of the network was there as well. I think there's a picture of her near eating or something like that. But yes, we were out there at the convention. So yeah, one of the founders of the network was there as well, having her food and everything like that. But yeah, that was in February, so it wasn't that long ago, about 2 months ago. And like I said, I did see some of the small boats that were cruising around, and then there were some of those little I guess they're party boats or something like that.
Yeah.
But I saw some of them because that was the convention, and you could even see people walking around and everything in the Miami area. But yeah, it was fun. So definitely got to get out there again. I love that area of the country. I need to get back visiting again. I don't know if you ran across the chickens, but I did see that there were chickens out in that area as well, which was hilarious.
Yes. This is one really pretty area there, marine lab area right there. You walk up on one side, it's very quiet, but this is one part I took. Do you see the picture or not?
Oh yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
And they have this is actually where they show this too. That's one of the tanks with the coral reef, I think too.
Cool.
It was great. I mean, and you can walk through it too and talk to different people. It's very, very quiet but beautiful, and it's amazing what they're doing because once again, it's a way to kind of build Ocean Life back together too was great too. So it was great.
And you mentioned that one of the parties was an all-white party. This was just a party on near one of the courtyards near the beach, so you see a lot of people out there partying and mingling around and everything. But you could see the ocean nearby at that particular conference, and this was a little later in night, but you can still see people mingling around and stuff like that. But yeah, that was a fun event. But I've actually got to do in 2 weeks. It's 2 weeks is Mother's Day. I know there are Mother's Day cruises. A friend of mine is doing a all-white party. It's going to be go-go music, which is that DC sound music, as well as a salute to Frankie Beverly, who was a R&B legend that passed away not that long ago last year and everything. So they've got a band that'll be saluting him, and then 2 go-go bands, Trouble Funk, which has been around forever, and Belladonna, which is an all-girls go-go band and everything. So, but I've got to figure out where I'm going to find a white suit, because it's supposed to be an all-white party, and I don't usually wear white. So I got to figure out where we'll get a white outfit in 2 weeks.
I had a really pretty white dress anyway, so I wore that one. It's long. I got it in the Caribbean a long time ago, but worked in perfectly, you know.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll close out if you want to with Sylvia Earle, since you mentioned Sylvia Earle. We'll close out with our regular Sylvia Earle commercial. We'll get on out of here, but I thought this was another good episode, and we look forward to hearing more about what's going on in the cruise industry next week, whether it's at your regular time of 3 or whether it's at a special time. But definitely look forward to hearing more of these great conversations.
Great. Because good ship happens. Come on. I'm so
good
excited.
Ship Happens.
I'm still going through excitement about last week. It was amazing to be at Sea Trade, see different people.
Right.
Like I said, when they did the opening session with the cruise line chairman, they are so great together. It's good synergy. It's not like you're one cruise line against another one. It's good synergy. That's what I love about the industry so much. You know? They're amazing.
Sounds amazing.
But then to be on the Christening the World America, I was just so excited. It was just such an exciting thing to be at too. It was just amazing. Yeah.
Sounds great. So on that note, we're going to go check this out, the Sylvia Earle commercial, and we'll get ready to get on out of here.
Right. Good.
As you say, good ship happens, and I'm sure Sylvia Earle will say the same thing. So let's check out Sylvia.
Yes.
I'm Dr. Sylvia Earle, a marine biologist, oceanographer, explorer, and I'm passionate about the protection of this blue planet. I grew up next to the ocean in the Gulf of Mexico, and I've witnessed how much the ocean has changed and how marine life has been endangered. But I know there is still time to help the ocean, which is why I was drawn to the Aponte family's sustainability mission. Explorer Journeys has a genuine ambition to connect people with the wonders of the sea, its marine life, its communities, spiritually, physically, and intellectually. We share the same values and have the same objectives to deepen people's relationship with the ocean, to explore, protect, and restore. Explorer Journeys calls it the ocean state of mind, a sensibility that will ensure the protection of this precious blue planet. Through my foundation, Mission Blue, we're working on ocean conservation, inspiring hope with champions across the world. Beginning with my extraordinary role as godmother to Explorer One, we will be heralding a meaningful collaboration between myself, Mission Blue, and Explorer Journeys and the MSC Foundation towards preserving and restoring the world's oceans, the blue heart of the planet.